Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about fiber. It is one of those things in our diet that I think is often overlooked. People are so concerned with carbs, fats, proteins, all these different things, counting macros, losing weight, counting calories, that they're really forgetting about health. Fiber is what also can promote health. And we're going to be diving in this video to what fiber is, where we can find it, and how much we need. At the end of the video, I'll also show you where to find more information about a healthy diet as well, so stay tuned to the end for that. So, what is fiber? Well, it is this carb kind of compound with a bunch of different names, hemicellulose, cellulose, lignin, all these different things, that is really kind of indigestible to our body, or is fibrous. And so there's a bunch of different names for it. It's found in almost all things that we eat, but in some areas a lot more than others. And then what is the purpose of fiber? It does a bunch of different things, has a lot of different purposes in our bodies, but one of the things it does is delays stomach emptying. So if you think about that, if it's delaying stomach emptying, that means it's staying in our stomachs for longer, which is going to help you feel full for longer. So if you skip these fiber foods, you might kind of feel hungry a lot quicker than if you would have had the fiber foods at your meal or maybe a snack. These fiber foods also serve as prebiotics, and so we think of probiotics that we can take or that we get from yogurt and things like that, but if we don't have the fiber foods as the prebiotics for the probiotics to feed on, then we're really just wasting our money on these things. So we need to make sure that we're getting that fiber in our diet as the prebiotic for our gut health as well. Other things it does is promotes lowering of cholesterol, so including these fiber things in our diet can help bind up that cholesterol, and we kind of excrete it as well, so we're excreting the cholesterol with it. Along with that, it promotes more bowel movements. So going to the bathroom more regularly is super healthy for us. It's actually one of the only ways that we release toxins in our bodies. So if we are never going to the bathroom, then that is not healthy. We're keeping those toxins inside, which is not good. So fiber foods can help regulate that process as well. It's also associated with lowering different risks for cancer, so think GI cancers and colon cancer particularly, which is really important, and if something that you're overlooking but this runs in your family, that can put you at risk. So fiber does all of these different things. It's definitely something that we find in really healthy food options as well, which we will jump into in just a moment, but it's important that we get all of the fiber in our diet so that we can get all of these different health benefits. So now, how much fiber should we be having? Well, the recommendation for women is 25 grams of fiber a day, and for men it's 38 grams of fiber a day. Men need a little bit more because they're at higher risk for things like colon cancer, so their recommendation is a little bit higher to prevent that. If you want to know about what this looks like in food products, I've included a little bit of a description in a blog post I wrote all about fiber. I've included that in the section below, so you can go click that, read about this blog, and get even more information on fiber. And there are multiple different kinds of fiber. The two main classifications would be soluble and insoluble fiber. They serve different purposes as well. So soluble fiber is one of those that can help lower cholesterol. It's soluble in water. So when we digest it, it kind of is able to be broken down. Water absorbs into it, it expands, all these different things. So this is found in things like fruit and vegetables. Yes, particular ones are a little bit higher, but most fruit and vegetables have both kinds of fiber, which is kind of confusing. But it's also found in grains and things like oatmeal, and it's also found in nuts and beans. And then there's insoluble fiber. So insoluble fiber is found in a lot of fruits and vegetables as well, also in nuts and beans, which these things all contain both kinds of fiber, some and a little bit more, and you can read more about in the blog post. But also whole grains are going to be insoluble. So that outside part of the grain, making it the whole grain, that we don't take off that outside portion, and we're consuming that, is a lot less soluble by our body. So it's one of these insoluble fibers, which actually promotes more healthy bowel movement. So think about it passing through you a little bit more quickly because we can't digest it, which is healthy. But for healthy bowel movements, we actually need both of these kinds of fiber. An example I like to give is think about a diet like the Ketogenic Diet. If you want to know my thoughts on the Ketogenic Diet, I have a video all about this. I'll link it in the section below for easy access as well. But the ketogenic diet, cutting out a lot of different carbs, definitely cutting out beans and all of these different things, fruit even, places that we get all of our fiber from. Number one, that's not healthy because we know the different benefits we get from fiber from the beginning of this video, but number two, I think something that no one is talking about on the ketogenic diet is that they are not having proper bowel movements. Recommended bowel movements would be 1 to 2, maybe even 3 times a day, you guys. And so that's a lot more than people are normally going, and most people that I see as clients who are on the ketogenic diet or have been before tell me that they only have bowel movements maybe once a week, maybe twice if they're lucky. That's not comfortable, nor is it healthy. So we need fiber. We need to promote these different processes in our body, lower the cancer risk, lower our cholesterol, and just promote overall health as well. So fiber is found in a lot of different things, like I mentioned. More on fiber and where it can particularly be found and what kind of fiber it is in the blog post I've linked below. But hopefully this helped to give an overview of what fiber is, the different classifications, and why it's healthy and why we need it in our diet. If you have any particular questions, leave them in the comment section below. As always, I can be found on Instagram at General Wellness, where you can see me day to day and find some high fiber recipes as well.